Traveling with medications can be stressful, especially when navigating through airport security. If you're not prepared, your essential items might be confiscated, leaving you without the medications you need. In this guide, we will explore the top 10 tips for packing medications correctly and highlight key mistakes to avoid, ensuring a smooth and confident journey through airport security. One of the most important tips for traveling with medications is to pack them in your personal item bag. While it's possible to travel with medications in both your carry-on and checked baggage, it's highly recommended to keep your essential medications in your carry-on, particularly in your personal item bag that fits under the plane seat in front of you. This strategy ensures that your medications are easily accessible at all times. Why is this so crucial? If your carry-on suitcase needs to be checked at the gate due to space limitations, you may not have access to it until you reach your final destination. Additionally, there's always a risk that your checked luggage could be delayed or even lost. By keeping your medications in your personal item, you eliminate the risk of being without them when you need them most. When it comes to prescription medications, it's essential to keep them in their original packaging with the labels intact. You can bring medications in pill or solid form in unlimited amounts, as long as they are properly screened. However, it's important not to combine multiple prescription pills into one container, even if it saves space. Similarly, avoid transferring liquid prescriptions like prescribed creams into travel-sized containers. The prescription label should match the name on your travel documents and identification, such as your passport. This step is particularly important for international travel, as customs officers in foreign countries may require proof that the medication is prescribed to you. Non-prescription but necessary over-the-counter medications, as well as medically required items like breast milk, infant formula, or even a juice box for diabetics, should also be well labeled. Proper labeling can save you from additional questioning, especially if the item is a liquid that would typically be subject to the airport security liquid rules. To streamline the screening process, consider packing all over-the-counter and prescription medications, along with any other medically necessary substances, in a separate bag. This approach keeps everything organized and makes it easier to present your items for inspection. Understand the liquid rules for medications. Prescription medications, medical supplies, and essentials like breast milk and infant formula are not subject to the same strict liquid rules as other liquids, such as shampoo or sunscreen. Common medically necessary items that are exempt from liquid restrictions include contact lens solution, cough syrup, and even gel capsules like Advil liquid gels. These items can be carried in container sizes greater than the usual 100 milliliters or 3.4 ounces limit. However, all liquid medications will still be subject to additional screening, which may include opening the container. To facilitate this process, pack all your medications in a single, separate, clear Ziploc bag or a reusable clear case. This helps you keep everything together, so you can quickly pull out your medications and place them directly into the gray screening bin for security officers to inspect. Declare medical devices and liquid medications. If you're traveling with medical devices or liquid medications, it's important to declare them to airport security officers. For example, if you have an insulin pump or other external devices on your body, inform the officer before going through the security scanner. External devices might set off alarms during the body scan, and while you won't need to remove them, you may need to undergo a quick pat-down to verify the device's presence and location. For internal medical devices, such as a pacemaker, notify the security officers as soon as possible, as you should avoid passing through the metal detector. When it's your turn for the security screening, tell the officer that you have medically necessary liquids in a separate bag or clear case and place them in the screening bin. If these liquids are randomly packed in your personal item or carry-on suitcase, they could trigger an alarm, leading to a full search of your belongings. This can be a time-consuming and stressful process, especially when you're in a hurry to catch a flight. Plan for powders in your carry-on. While much attention is given to pills and liquids, don't forget that powders are also regulated by the TSA. Powders that exceed 12 ounces or 350 milliliters must be placed in a separate bin for X-ray screening. This rule applies to items like baby powder, protein powder, cosmetics, coffee, spices, and even drink mixes. Medically necessary powders such as baby formula, are typically exempt from amount restrictions, but you should still declare them to TSA officers along with your other medically necessary items to avoid delays. If you have over-the-counter liquids or powders, consider packing them in your checked luggage, where there are no restrictions on quantities. However, keep in mind that if any of these items are essential or difficult to replace, it's best to keep them in your personal item bag for easy access. Before traveling, it's crucial to research the regulations of the country you're visiting and any countries you may transit through on your way to your final destination. Popular tourist destinations like Thailand and Indonesia often have flights that transit through Japan and Singapore. You'll want to ensure that your medications are legal not only in your destination country, but also in any transit countries. For example, common over-the-counter medications like Sudafed and Vicks are illegal in Japan and Mexico. Prescription medications such as Ritalin and Adderall are strictly prohibited in Japan, and Ambien is highly illegal in Singapore. Always check the official TSA website and the websites of your destination and transit countries for the most up-to-date information on medication regulations. Traveling with cannabis products can be extremely risky, especially when crossing international borders. Even if you have a prescription, different countries have strict and varying drug laws. For example, traveling with medical marijuana within the USA on a domestic flight can be complicated due to differing state and federal laws. Marijuana remains illegal under federal law, except for products that contain no more than 0.3% THC. Even if you're traveling from one state where medical marijuana is legal to another state where it is also legal, federal regulations still apply at airports, and you're not supposed to fly with it. TSA agents are primarily focused on security threats and are not actively searching for marijuana, but if they happen to find it by chance, such as during an alarm triggered by a liquid in your bag, they are obligated to report it to local authorities. Depending on the state laws, this may or may not be a problem. In countries where cannabis is legal under federal law, such as Canada, you can fly domestically with marijuana within the legal limit. However, it's important to remain cautious, as unforeseen situations could require your domestic flight to divert to another country where possession of cannabis might not be legal. Prepare for unexpected delays. It's always wise to prepare for the possibility of a longer trip than you originally planned. Pack a few extra doses of your medication in case of travel delays or an unexpected extension of your trip. Before you travel, check online to see if your prescription is available in your destination country in case you need to refill or replace it. Some common U.S. prescriptions, like birth control pills, can be difficult or even impossible to obtain while abroad. Carry a digital copy and a printed list of all your medications, including their generic names, dosages, and the prescribing doctor's contact information. This information can be helpful if you lose your prescription bottle and need to have it refilled abroad, or if you need to answer questions from airport security officers. Use available resources for assistance. There are plenty of resources available to help you navigate traveling with medications. TSA Cares is a helpline that provides travelers with disabilities and medical conditions with assistance through the security screening process. It's a good idea to contact them at least 72 hours before your flight's departure. You can also reach out to TSA directly via social media or their website for specific inquiries about traveling with medications through the Ask TSA feature. If you frequently travel with medications or medical devices, you may want to consider enrolling in TSA PreCheck if you're eligible. This program can provide easier access to a security agent if you have questions or need to declare medical items. Arrive early and be prepared. In addition to doing your research, always arrive at the airport early and give yourself extra time when traveling with medications. Security screening processes can vary by airport, state, country, and even by the day of travel. Even if you're well prepared and understand the regulations, your experience traveling with medications and going through airport security will depend on the specific officer conducting your screening. The officer may ask additional questions, or there may be extra screenings of your medications, even if this hasn't happened in the past. By following these tips and being prepared, you can minimize the stress of traveling with medications and ensure that your journey through airport security is as smooth and hassle-free as possible. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join me back here for more travel tips and hacks every day. Until then, safe travels, and we'll see you in the next video.